It is my honor to address this inaugural research for agricultural excellence in Ndaba. I never thought it was going to be actualized. When Professor Zororo Mranda and his team came and we had a discussion, and of course I consulted my colleagues, Dr. Masuka, Professor Murwera, and said, does this make sense? It's already too late. And they said, okay, we want to go, but they didn't know that I was waiting for them. We had had a board meeting where we were saying, what is it that we are doing in our research? Can't we do something that this animal called Research Council of Zimbabwe can come up with something which is tangible, which we can all smell, which we can all see. I am happy that we have managed. Well done. Thank you. Now, going forward, you shall work 24/7. So that this inaugural in Ndaba we are launching today, next year when we come, we want to do it at a project that you would have researched, implemented, and we can see whether it's doable or not. More importantly, in this area of agriculture, I was actually amazed and a bit confused because that's not my area. I know how to grow crops, but yefembera pana kamufudza mombe uno kana ukashaya mombe unoita sei unosvipira matemu nhingika woti dzaenda kupi kwaenda akawanda ndokoenda ikoko. So when Dr. Masuka accompanied His Excellency the President to Kenya, I think it was this year, not that long ago, and then they said, even the soil needs to be nourished. And I said, what are they talking about? They said it's the most, and I thought it was only crops. And they also said the soil must be taken care of. So I called the good doctor and I said, can you explain to me what about the soil? Soil is soil. We put in fertilizer. He says, no. That's different. So we have over 10,000 dams in Zimbabwe, small, medium, big, or large, and we shall continue to construct more dams. But we did not construct the dams so that the birds can get drunk with that water. We want it utilized. Three weeks ago, the president launched in HICC a campaign to lure investors to come and invest in irrigation. And I think quite a hefty sum of money was raised on that first. Now we want our researchers to come up and say, what do we do with the Luti Dam? What do we do with the Manjerenje Dam? What do we do with the Marovanyati Dam? What are we going to do with all these numbers of dams across our country? So that's why I said 24/7, we need to work, and let's see results. Indeed, this platform is key milestone in the country's research ecosystem, as it convenes all stakeholders and facilitate deliberations on the linkages between research and sustainable agricultural practices. We may have noticed that these critical domains exist in silos, with limited cross-pollination of ideas and collective problem-solving apparatus. As we are launching this, we are doing away with silos. We need cross-pollination so we can develop our country. Nyika inowakwanichi. Therefore, let me applaud the Research Council of Zimbabwe and the Zimbabwe Agricultural Society for having recognized the urgent need to bridge the gap and catalyze the synergies between research and sustainable agricultural practices. Distinguished participants, I am informed that this conference is running under the theme Research and Innovative Solutions for Sustainable Agribusiness Development. This is a befitting theme which resonates with our great nation's aspirations of a prosperous and food-secure future for our great nation. To this end, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, has pronounced his strategic direction to transform our agriculture sector. This will be achieved through the agriculture, food systems, and rural transformation strategy and agriculture recovery program. You see this, the Honorable Minister, sometimes we call him the head boy because he's always in his khakis, running across the breadth of this country. So what is being done to put the fish ponds, small, they might be, like this. It is important. Growing fruit trees, establishing horticulture gardens, all this is what we are saying rural transformation. By the end of the day, there will be nothing called rural in this country. It must be all industry producing, and selling. The plan is broadly anchored on improving animal health, genetics, and nutrition, among others. The role of research in this matrix is to proffer innovative, scientific, and actionable solutions to support this strategy. I challenge you all to transform the agriculture landscape through harnessing the power of research that delves deep into the complexities of our farming systems. Therefore, there is a need to research that provides solutions to our production and productivity challenges, animal diseases, as well as increased revenue generation through import substitution. It is my conviction that all we need is pragmatic research that informs the policies and programs that will shape the future of the agriculture sector. In our quest to accelerate the attainment of an empowered and prosperous upper middle income society by 2030, it is imperative to note that in order to achieve this noble vision, the National Development Strategy 1 enunciated 14 national priorities. 3 of these priorities, notably social protection, food security and nutrition, and environmental protection, climate resilience, and natural resource management, speak to the dictates of this gathering. I challenge you, the researchers here today, to prioritize these areas. I urge you to think boldly outside the box and come up with research programs which the country can leverage on to improve agricultural and industrial production and productivity. Gone are the days where we must continue to get plantation textbooks. We just want to go and see the ground and say, what can we do on this ground? Not to say, what did others say? That is only the books now these days must only be read, maybe to perfect your vocabulary, nothing else. Let's think outside the box. Look at our own situation and say, what is it that we can do? And then go back and write our own plans, solutions to those plans that we would have put for ourselves. There are critical issues in our agriculture sector which need to be led by and driven by scientific research. Government is geared to climate-proof agriculture in a bid to ensure food and nutrition security. Beyond that, the Second Republic remains committed to enhancing value addition and beneficiation in the entire agricultural value chain to boost our export earnings and create jobs. That's what we want to achieve, jobs at the end of the day. It is pertinent that we redirect our research efforts to solve contemporary and emerging challenges in the agriculture sector. Let this endeavor be a catalyst for a new era of research-driven agricultural policymaking in Zimbabwe. One that improves food security, strengthens livelihoods, and secures a sustainable future for generations to come. You may be aware that Cabinet recently considered a proposed National Climate Change Adaptation Plan. It aims to provide a framework for adaptation, mitigation, and financing climate change reduction. Among other things, the plan proposes to have 1% of national research funding to be channeled towards climate change-related research. You are encouraged to take the opportunity presented by this initiative, once the plan is promulgated, to assist the nation through climate-related researches. So, Yesu vamuranda nevanhu venyu, ma-professors nema-doctors enyu, mari yapo, once that is promulgated, voenda kuita research. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say that I am delighted by some of the research work being conducted by some of our universities and institutes. Let me single out the work being done by our colleagues at the University of Zimbabwe. Their research into climate-smart farming practices, such as the use of drought-resistant crop varieties and precision irrigation systems, has the potential to transform the way our smallholder farmers adapt to the ravages of a changing climate. This has to be developed. And we need this now to be developed by industry. We have weirs and small dams. Those can irrigate up to 2 acres, even 1 hectare. They can. And we are very, very encouraged by that research. So let's develop it so it can be produced for our small farmers. However, for this research to truly catalyze change, it must be paired with smart, evidence-based policy making that creates the conditions for these innovations to thrive. This is your job, industry and Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development. Yezoka, in addition, the innovative work being done by our researchers at the National University of Science and Technology, NUST, is also inspiring. I am briefed that the research is leveraging cutting-edge genomics and biotechnology to develop biofertilizer and new crop varieties that are not only more resilient, but also highly nutritious. Imagine the impact this could have on improving food security and combating malnutrition in our communities. Government will ensure that the necessary policies and programs are in place to effectively disseminate these technologies to the farmers who need them most. These are just a few examples which illustrate the immense potential that lies at the intersection of research and policy making. Together, let us forge a path towards a Zimbabwe where agricultural prosperity is not just a dream, but a reality. A nation where our farmers are empowered, our communities are thriving, and our natural resources are sustainably managed. To our policy makers, I challenge you to listen, to learn, and to act. We have come here, let's not just say, yeah, we are at our points. Yeah, izo ndozofana kuitwa izvo. Zogumira ipapo kwete. Tazvinzwa, told right. How can we actualize these ideas? Tobuda nema policies anoita kuti zvifambe. Kunyanya vanyori vedu nestaff dzenyu, ma-permanent secretaries. Handiti, nyatsovhurai nzeve zvinhu izvi tigoona kuti how do we then change the policies to suit what will be coming out. Embrace the power of research. Create the conditions for innovation to thrive. And ensure that your decisions are grounded in evidence and guided by the needs of our farmers and our communities. By so doing, we can realize the transformative potential of Zimbabwean agriculture, not just for today, but for the generations that will follow. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my remarks, let me quote our national motto: unit, freedom, work. It's a quite powerful motto. Unit. United, we achieve anything. Freedom, work. Freedom, yes, we are free. Freedom to know it down, but we must work. And to work to achieve, we must be disciplined. And it is through our unit of purpose, our commitment to freedom and justice, that our tireless dedication towards nation building, that we will realize the agricultural renaissance that Zimbabwe deserves. Together, let us forge a path towards a more prosperous, more resilient, and more equitable agricultural sector as we make strides towards the attainment of our Vision 2030. At this juncture, it is now my singular honor and privilege to declare the inaugural Research for Agricultural Excellence in Indaba officially launched. I wish you